Hello and welcome to day 2 of Force Fetch with Liesel. She's on day 4 of her heat cycle, so she's still wearing her diaper in case you're curious. But basically we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday, which means that we're going to continue working on hold. You can see she's very enthusiastic. She's already noticed that I've put the treat pouch on, put the leash on, so she's excited, and that means that we're doing something right. You know, Force Fetch doesn't have to be something painful. We are going to issue corrections at some point, but until then, we want to keep them as upbeat as possible. We want to use as much positive reinforcement as we can through both treats and verbal praise. So we'll start with just exactly what we did yesterday. Liesel, sit. We'll go back to our easy dummy, the nice canvas one. And again, I'm putting my hand on her ear, but I'm not applying pressure or pinching at this point. Just getting her used to that and kind of holding her head in place. I'm going to open her mouth for her. You can see how focused she already is, where I think she remembers she gets cheese for this. Ready? Fetch. Good. Okay, so I used my thumb to open her mouth. She did it really easily. Good job. Look at you. Drop. Yeah! Good job. That was great. So on the first try there, she held it. So I'm just going to repeat this a couple times without a lot of narration, just because I think rapid fire works really well for getting a point across sometimes. Ready? Fetch. You'll notice too, in between retrieves, I'm hiding the dummy behind my back. Good. Oh, so good. Drop. I like to do that too to alleviate any confusion, that I'm not asking her to retrieve it when it's out of her view. Again, we'll fix some of that later when we work on extending the difficulty and into blinds, but for now, hide the dummy until you're using it. So she's looking, she's anticipating that it's coming. Ready? Fetch. I'm gonna start using the fetch word. Oh, good. She opened her mouth on her own that time just because she felt my thumb coming and anticipated. That's outstanding. Drop. Good girl. Eventually we're gonna ask her to reach for the dummy and grab it herself. But the way to get there is to slowly build up her enthusiasm for just holding it. We'll do one more and then we'll switch dummies. Ready? Fetch. Good. So I'm sticking the thumb in, but she's so willing to open her mouth. It's already much easier than yesterday. And look how well she's holding it. I don't have to hold her chin anymore. Good. Drop. Very nice. So you see too, I'm still trying to use 2 hands every time I take it. As many physical cues as you can give a dog, the better, so that they can figure out exactly what we're looking for. So now she was doing so well with that dummy, I'm going to switch to the other dummy. Are you ready? Okay, fetch. A little hesitancy. She doesn't like this one quite as much yet. Good. Good girl. So good. Drop. But she's so much better at hold. The amazing thing too about Force Fetch and dogs in general is that they seem to sleep on things and then really grasp it better the next day. So you can see a big improvement. I've not touched this dog since we worked together last night for the last video. So just by her getting to sleep on it, she's improved. Ready? Fetch. Yes, good. Good job. So I'm not going to give a hard correction. Just make sure she grabs it. Good. Good job. Yeah. I'm testing her a little here, and she's succeeding. Good. Drop. Good job. She's doing so well that we might start to think about a little bit of movement here. Oops. Sit up. So we'll switch back to the easy dummy, the easy S dummy, I should say. And I'm going to see if I can get away with having her take a step here, because it's always nice to try to progress to the next level of Force Fetch. Oops, I was breaking my own rule. I got to hide it till I'm ready to ask her. Are you ready? Fetch. Yes, good girl. Good. Liesel, I'm going to keep a hand under here in case she drops. Come here. That was my fault. I should have done a better job of supporting her. Sit. Good. Good job. Don't let him chomp right away. She was just kind of tipping back and mouthing it a little bit. Drop. That's not a habit we want her to get into, so it's important to make sure they keep that firm grasp immediately. She did sit really nicely while holding it. That is a type of movement, so that is progress, but let's see if we can try the moving with it again. Liesel, are you ready? Fetch. Good. Good job. Good. Good girl. Sit. Usually I pull up on the collar to have a dog sit, but I hate to do that when they're holding a dummy. So that's why I just went to the back tap there. Good girl. Drop. It was effective. So just from doing that little bit and having her have those 2 drops as I tried to move, shows me that I was trying to progress a little too quickly to having her walk with the dummy. We need to work on hold just a little bit more. But that's, again, the reason why I wanted to do these videos, and I wanted to share these steps with people so you can see exactly what it is when you're pushing too hard and you need to back up to help the dog be successful versus when the dog is succeeding and you need to step forward so they don't get bored with it. So another thing we can start working on besides the movement is starting to get her to reach for the dummy. And again, I don't want to pinch her ear, but she needs to start to learn that as soon as I say fetch, she's got to go for it. All right, Liesel, come here, sit. Come here, sit up. Good girl. So I'm going to put my hand on her ear, and this time if she doesn't immediately reach for it, instead of me putting the dummy in her mouth, I'm going to pull her head towards the dummy. Ready? Fetch. I'll even step with her a little bit. Yes, good. Good. So you can see I was pulling her head towards it. She was kind of pulling back against me. Good job. Drop. One thing you'll find is as soon as you start pushing to get them to move or to reach for the dummy, often the hold really cements itself. And you could see there, once she did have it, she had a really good grip on it. I'm going to turn her sideways so we can see the movement a little better. All right, come here. Good job. I'm going to try to loosen her up. She seems a little tense. Let's keep it fun. Good girl. Sit. There's a tail wag. Good girl. All right, ready? Fetch. Yes, good. Sit. Good. Good girl. So I had to pull her a little bit there, but once she did grab it, make sure you immediately recognize that with a little bit of praise. Good girl. And then she very willingly took it once she realized that she was reaching towards it anyways. And look how long we can have her hold it now. Drop. Good job. Good girl. And here's where I'll start mixing up the dummies a little more. I don't want them to get bored, but then also I think that really solidifies that concept of just, hey, we got to retrieve anything and everything. Are you ready? Are you my good girl? Good. All right, just trying to keep her loose. Ready? On your mark. Okay, fetch. Yes, good girl. Sit. Shh. Sit. Yeah, for some reason this dummy, she feels a little more like she wants to chomp on it. That's fine. That's why we're going to keep using it, because we have to correct her in order for her to learn. But she did much better reaching for it that time. Drop. You could see I barely just had to pull on her ear, and she thought, I better just go ahead and go with it to avoid any corrections. Good. We're going to try it one more time and see if you mouth it less. Ready? Okay, fetch. So I'm pulling. Good. You gotta hold it. Good job. I'm helping her to succeed still. We'll give hard corrections later. Liesel, sit. Good. Very nice. Good job. I'm not too worried that she's turning away from me. The more we work with cheese and retrieving, she's gonna face me on her own anyway. So this is a little avoidance behavior. Oh, good job. But she'll correct herself, so no need to get on her now for that. Good. And then whenever I'm about to end a session, I always switch back to the easiest dummy because I want the dog walking away from the session being really confident. And hey, we ended on something easy, so tomorrow, as soon as I put the leash on and grab the cheese pouch, she's gonna be excited because she'll remember we're doing something that I can do, that I'm good at. So we'll just turn her around a little bit so we get more of a better angle for the camera. Are you ready? Come here, let's go. Come here. Liesel, sit. Good. Ready? Okay, fetch. See how she's good. Sit. Good. As soon as I touched her, she got up on her own and was taking steps towards the dummy. Good job. So good. Drop. improvement. Good girl, yeah. Who's my good girl? Oh. So again, keep it upbeat, keep it fun. We're gonna introduce an ear pinch at some point, but there's really no need for the dog to dislike any of this. It should be a fun process, and that's all we're looking for. It's just baby steps of improvement. And we'll keep working on it tomorrow. Good girl.